Well, let's continue our focus on earnings. And PG Electroplast, well, it reported a mixed set of Q2 numbers. The company says the operating cash flows were impacted by higher inventory levels in the first half of the year, but also adds that the order book remains healthy for all products. To discuss the past quarter and the optimistic way ahead, we have Mr. Vikas Gupta, the MD of PG Electroplast, who joins in. Hi, Mr. Gupta. Good to have you in. Well, you're still sounding very optimistic about the second half of the year because you're sticking to the guidance. Now, in the first half of the year, the revenues are ballpark 2,200 crores. For you to get to that guidance, in the second half, you will do around 3,400 crores. So is that gettable? And also on the profit front, you've done around 70 crores in the first half of the year. To get to 300 crores, you'll have to do 230 crores. Are you sure that this guidance is coming about?
Good morning, Nigel. It's always a pleasure to be there on your show. Yes, we are pretty confident about the numbers that we have said, and we are sticking to the guidance that we have given on the revenue side, also on the profitability side. It comes on the back of the order book and the kind of forecast that we have from our clients and the kind of ramp up that we are experiencing in our AC business in the current months. So we are quite confident that we will be able to hit the revenue guidance that we have given.
Very good. All right. So you're sticking to the guidance. The profit number as well will be close to around 300 crores in FY26, right?
Yes.
Got it. All right. Let's revisit the numbers then. But I wanted to ask you about the JV, because there's still not much clarity with regard to the JV. Is there any approval delay from the Chinese government? If you could give us an update when, because of the last few quarters, it's been just being pushed on. So when can we expect the approval to come in?
So Nigel, regarding the compressor partnership that we were looking at, please understand, let me correct it first. Like, it was never a JV. It was a kind of a manufacturing agreement where we have to start manufacturing compressors for one particular company and for which we have a particular plant in Supa in state of Maharashtra. Okay. So that Chinese partner, as I told earlier, also is still waiting for the approval from the local Chinese government. Unfortunately, it is taking the more time than expected, and it's still waiting for that only. So we have to just keep our fingers crossed on that, and we're just waiting for them to press the button, because we already have the building which is up and already erected, and we have to just start installation of plant and equipment once that go-ahead comes.
Vikas, hi, morning. It's a matter of just time, right? So should we expect this in the next 3 months? I mean, or there's no way to tell.
So Prashant, we are just waiting for that approval to come in. We have all the RFQs on the plant and equipment already finalized. We have to just release the purchase orders and get those things into the factory and start the installation. So that we are just waiting. It has taken more time, and we have been saying that it will take more time. So I can say, let us wait for another 3 months. Let us see how it works out. And our teams are also visiting China. Let us see how it takes out.
I just had one, to go back to ACs, Vikas. You'd guided us that the inventory will correct as we go into the end of the year, and maybe by January, February, I think is what you'd said. Is all of that on track? Because, I mean, it's been the monsoon season kind of ended, 10 days back, 15 days back, right? I mean, in many parts of the country, maybe a little longer, a little earlier than that. So it's been unusually long rains, not just in Q2, but into Q3 as well.
So Prashant, please understand, as I told, we have the order book, we have the production forecast available with us. And we are already under the ramp up of our production for ACs. In the month of October, we did around 100,000 air conditioners. This month, we are targeting more than 200,000 air conditioners production. So we are hopeful that the inventory should get cleared up. And please understand, there is a energy rating change from the January 2026. So there will be a lot of pre-build, and we expect a lot of pickup to happen before the end of December to clear the inventory for the old rating label inventory.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gupta, just one more word. This advanced stages with regard to the compressor JV has been going on for 3 or 4 quarters, I think. So I'm reading a note coming from Equaris. Do you think that by Q4 at least, it'll get the all clear?
So, Nigel, please understand, it's a government issue. I cannot comment very definitely on that.
Okay.
On our part, whatever actionable items are required, we are already doing that.
Okay.
And we are just following up with the Chinese partner for that.
Okay, not in your hands, we let that go. But how much have you already incurred in terms of a capex? You know, some plant machinery, I think there is some expenditure that's already taken place, right?
So we have, as I told you, we have already erected the building. The factory is already erected. For that, we have incurred an expense of almost around 100 crores. So that is still there. And till the meantime, we are using for our warehousing requirements. But that is something will be used for the compressor facility going forward.
Okay, all right. You know, we'll get back to business, but I wanted to ask you this one question. You know, y'all gone ahead as a promoter group and sold some shares earlier this year. And then the street started getting a little bit, skittish. And then unfortunately for y'all, business as well went through a bit of a downturn. Now that cool-off period, I think the cool-off period is 6 months. You could correct me on that. But if the promoter intends to buy shares, I think that cool-off period ends. Is there an intent to go ahead and maybe creep in a little bit and buy some shares from the open market? We briefly discussed this the last time we chatted.
So, Nigel, please understand, we have a long-term commitment to this business, and we feel that still the promoter group is holding a sizable stake in the company. And we feel that we have no need to sort of chip in and try to buy back some stake right now. We will discuss this issue once this 6 months period is getting over now, I think. So we will discuss this issue, but as of now, there is nothing on card.
So as of now, you're comfortable at 43.6% promoter holding, which was 61%, maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes. So, Nigel, so that dilution has happened because of the fundraise that we have done.
No, I've got that. I've got that. Yeah. But as of now, you're saying there's no intent, but you'll have to revisit it once that cool-off period, which is in the next few days, does get over. Then we'll have to see what action on that front. Well, Mr. Gupta, we appreciate you joining in. It's good to hear you're sounding far more optimistic, and the street has looking past last quarter's numbers. They're looking ahead because you're sticking to the guidance. You're optimistic that something happens with regard to the way forward on the JV, the compressor JV, though it's not in your hands. And also, that PAT guidance of 300 crores will stick. Thanks a lot for joining in. We look forward to chat up with you as the quarter does progress. Well, we'll wrap up on this edition of Bazaar. Chartbusters comes next. Stay tuned.